Hi, I'm Steve. Tonight I'd like to talk about my favorite decade of movies, which would be the 1990s. I think the reason why it's my favorite decade is because I turned 21 in 1994, and there were a lot of great movies released in that decade. I probably own more movies from the 90s than I do from even the 80s. And I had to narrow this down to 25. I probably could have named 40 or 50 really good movies from that decade, but I didn't want to make a long video, so I'll get right to it here. At number 25, I have the movie Office Space, directed by Mike Judge in 1999. It has the boss's name is Bill Lumberg. He had the line, "Peter, what's happening?" Number 24, I have this movie kind of really brought back the horror genre in the 90s. I'm referring to Scream, directed by the late great Wes Craven, released in 1996. It had the line, "Do you like scary movies, Sydney?" Number 23, I have the movie Singles, directed by Cameron Crowe. It was filmed in Seattle, released in 1992. It had a cameo by the late great Chris Cornell. Alice in Chains is in this. It also had members from Pearl Jam in it. Number 22, I have Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. I like this. This has three movies in it, but I like the second one the most. Mike Myers plays like three characters in it, and it had Mini Me, You Complete Me. This is, I think, really the best of the three from the trilogy. At number 21, I have the movie Rushmore. This is directed by Wes Anderson, released in 1998. I probably like his movie The Royal Tenenbaums from 2001, probably a little bit more than this one, but Jason Schwartzman and Bill Murray are excellent in this movie. At number 20, I have the movie Wayne's World. It's another Mike Myers movie. It has a Dana Carvey, released in 1992. Party on Wayne, Party on Garth. This is based on an SNL sketch. Very funny, directed by Penelope Spheris. They also made a sequel to this, which she didn't direct it. That's probably why it's not quite as good as this one, but this one's a really great comedy. Number 19, I have the movie Independence Day, released in 1996. Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, excellent special effects. Yep. Number 18, I have the movie Goodwill Hunting. Robin Williams, Matt Damon. Robin Williams won an Oscar for this. Also, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck actually won for Best Original Screenplay for this. Had the line, "How do you like them apples?" At number 17, I have Goodfellas. This was released in 1990. Martin Scorsese movie, Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta. Joe Pesci actually won an Oscar for his part in this movie. If you like The Godfather, gangster movies like that, this one would be for you, I think. Number 16, I have Jerry Maguire, released in 1996. This is another Cameron Crowe movie, starring Tom Cruise and Cuba Gooding Jr. Had the classic line, "Show me the money." Number 15, I have the Big Lebowski. This is released in 1998. Jeff Bridges, John Goodman. They had the line, "I'm the dude, man." And also had that rug really tied the room together. And so this is also a Coen Brothers movie. Number 14, I have Pulp Fiction. This was released in 1994. Quentin Tarantino movie, John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman. This is 1994. They had the line, they call it the Royale with cheese. Samuel L. Jackson also had a line in it that I can't really repeat because I want to make this more family friendly, but he had a classic line in this movie as well. At number 13, I have The Sixth Sense. It's a M. Night Shyamalan movie released in 1999. Had Bruce Willis, Haley Joel Osment. Spoiler alert: the kid sees dead people in this. Most people would know. Number 13. I'm sorry, number 12. I have The Matrix. This has 4 movies in it. The Matrix was released in 1999 by the Wachowskis. This they actually have a Matrix 4 comes out in December 22nd of this year. If you know Trinity from this movie, she kind of started this action trend. A lot of female action stars do this. Where she lands like on her left leg kind of bent and her right leg's kind of straight out. You've seen this like several times in movies ever since the Matrix. In fact, this weekend I saw Black Widow, and they referred to this as like an action pose that Black Widow makes, Scarlett Johansson's character. And also, if you've seen the trailer for the new Space Jam, A New Legacy, you see Granny actually makes this pose. The Looney Tunes character, she does this pose. It's hard to really kind of demonstrate it, but if you watch in any of these movies, you'll know exactly what I'm referring to. You've seen it countless times in movies ever since The Matrix. Number 11, you have Saving Private Ryan. It's a Steven Spielberg movie, released in 1998. Tom Hanks. It's kind of a sort of an anti-war movie in some ways, but great story. Number 10, you have the Shawshank Redemption. This is Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman. Has a line. This was released in 1994. Has a line: either get busy living or get busy dying. This movie really wasn't a big hit at the box office originally. It wasn't until it got to home video that it really became a really popular movie. It's based on a Stephen King novella. Number 9, I have Dazed and Confused. This is a Richard Linklater movie released in 1993. This movie had a lot of future stars in it, like Matthew McConaughey and Ben Affleck. Several people you've seen in movies ever since, but I love the soundtrack to this too. It's all 70s music, 70s hard rock music. Number 8, I have Forrest Gump. This was released in 1994. Tom Hanks movie. Life is like a box of chocolates, and if you notice, the little boy that plays Forrest Jr. in this is actually Haley Joel Osment. That's a Robert Zemeckis movie as well. This number 7, I have the movie 7. It's a David Fincher movie, released in 1995. It has Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman. It has a classic line: "What's in the box?" Number 6, I have Terminator 2: Judgment Day. This was released in 1991. Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, a sequel to the 1984 movie. Has a line: "Hasta la vista, baby." Special effects in this. This is actually before the big movie in 1993. They had blended a lot of CGI and practical effects in the movie that makes it more seamless and really great. At number 5, I have Fargo. This is another Coen Brothers movie, released in 1996. Frances McDermott. Excellent. Number 4, this is Clerks, Kevin Smith movie, released in 1994. If you know, Kevin Smith had to max out his credit cards just to finance this movie. It's all black and white. The critics loved it. The fans loved it. It had Jay and Silent Bob, which went on to do, 5 or 6 other movies after this. Number 3, I have Jurassic Park. This has the original trilogy, Jurassic Park was released in 1993. It's a Steven Spielberg movie. Um, the special effects in this, from the dinosaurs, are way ahead of its times. A couple years after Terminator 2, they had a lot of CGI and practical effects, and no one had ever seen anything like this before this movie. So CGI was really had come to form at this point. Okay, number 2. This movie originally, when I gave my top 10 favorite movies, I had this ranked at number 5, and the one that I have at number 1 was ranked at number 6. Now I'm flipping those over just because I think originally, because I had Monty Python and the Holy Grail was number 4, and this movie is The Fisher King. I had at number 5. And on that list, I would change this to 6, and the one I have at number 1, I would change to 5. But, this is a Terry Gilliam movie, whom was in Monty Python, and he's, I think, a really outstanding director. Then also, this movie has Robin Williams, Jeff Bridges, Mercedes Ruehl actually won an Oscar for this. I think this movie has like 3 or 4 really big payoffs at the end of it that, to me, makes it so memorable. So that's why it's number 2. And number 1, this movie, The Silence of the Lambs, released in 1991. Anthony Hopkins won an Oscar. Jodie Foster won an Oscar. Has a line, "Hello, Clarice. Hello, Clarice." Excellent. I'd like to ask people to leave comments down below. Just tell me what some of their favorite '90s movies are, and maybe list your top 10, top 20, top 25, whatever you'd like. But, please like and subscribe. And before I leave, I'm going to do this. Give my Hannibal Lecter impression. He does does that thing. Love that. Makes him really memorable. Thank you. Night.